Hello again. It's Ashley McNeil, your engineering librarian here at UAB. This is my face on the screen. And now I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about databases for journals. Okay. This is still the limited engineering only databases listed on the UAB Library's website. In the last video, we talked a bit about looking for books. Okay. There are many, many more databases for journal articles, for peer-reviewed research, okay? And this is possibly something you're more likely to be looking for if you're working on a class project or a research project of your own, okay? There are so many different journals out there in the universe, and all of them are unique. They contain slightly different topics. And so, as the library, we subscribe to collections of these journals through different databases. And so that's why there's not just one universal database of everything. Okay. Now, there are some databases that are very engineering specific. There are some databases that are very topic in engineering specific. And then there are more general databases. So let's talk about a few of those. I want to start with something very specific. Okay. So in the last video, I talked a little bit about some of these databases here. As you can see in the titles for these three databases, they come from very specific engineering societies. So when you're looking inside of these different databases, you're going to find journal articles or conference proceedings that are published by those specific fields. Okay. You're not going to find topics in here covered by other engineering societies or topics outside of engineering. Okay. So if you're looking for specifically things from those groups, then that's where you would look. Similarly, if we take a look at IEEE, okay, technically you can probably get to these ebooks from IEEE Explore. That's fine too. IEEE is somewhere that electrical engineering and computer engineering would typically look for different kinds of materials, different information. This is where you're going to want to look, but you're not going to look in here for something like construction engineering, right? You're not as likely to find what you're looking for there. Again, similarly, SAE Mobilis is very specifically geared towards, no pun intended, cars and automobiles, right? That kind of thing. So if you're not working on some sort of automobile project, probably SAE Mobilis is not going to be as helpful for you. Now let's talk about a couple of different databases that you may find helpful for different topics. If you're looking for engineering journal articles, conference papers, and technical reports, Compendex, also known as Engineering Village, is going to be your best friend. I highly recommend checking that out. As you can see in the description, anything published from 1884 to now should be available in Compendex. So it can go back pretty far if you're doing sort of a historical look at a topic. Okay, so Compendex and Engineering Village actually is under the same umbrella as Novel. So I really like both of these databases. Another one of our best bets is Applied Science and Technology. Now, keep in mind that title is telling you this is going to be more than engineering, which is also reinforced if you take a look at the description here. It is engineering and technology, but also some of these broader science topics. Applied science and technology is really interesting because it includes things that some other databases don't, right? We've been talking about journals, but applied science and technology can include things like periodicals, buyer's guides, directories, so things like magazines. This is something called gray literature, which is just like something that a normal like library collection for academia you wouldn't expect, right? Like catalogs, product catalogs, things like that. But there are databases that do have those kinds of things. Another few you might want to think about are Web of Science, which is a science citation index. It's not just engineering, it's all kinds of different science. So that'll broaden up what you're looking at, right? To chemistry, physics, things like that. Scopus is always really great also. So is Science Direct. These are good again for a broader look at science, right? And then finally, one I want to bring your attention to is Academic Search Premier. Academic Search Premier is really, really nice for peer-reviewed journals from sort of all of academia, right? It is not science and STEM specific. It is for all kinds of things, literature, history, you name it. Academic Search Premier has access to it. Finally, if you're on the side of engineering that's more about entrepreneurship, right? Maybe business, ABI/Inform collection is a great place to look for trade and industry information, right? More business trend kind of information. And so that's just a quick look at some of the databases we have and what they might hold. So I will see you in the next one.